Hey everyone, Post Edit Hunter here. I wanted to pop in real quick at the beginning. I hope you all enjoyed this new type of content. This is something I've been wanting to try for a little bit. I'm gonna be doing this along with the streams. If you all enjoy this, I will definitely be doing more of this. I did also want to add in as well. I did really enjoy the character writing. It felt very in character for everyone in the game, pretty much. I forgot to put that in the script in the recording, but I wanted to add that in real quick. On that, you all have a great rest of your night. Pop by the streams if you're enjoying. If you enjoyed this, pop by the streams, like I said. Hit that like and sub, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all later. Enjoy the video. So one criticism I've heard is the story writing is very rushed and doesn't make a lot of sense. However, this just isn't true. Suicide Squad versus Justice League inherently is an interesting conflict to watch because we get to see how our squad can try to compete with these heroes we've known for so long. Along with seeing villainous, perverted versions of these heroes, I found this as an interesting look at them because their personalities don't truly change too much. They're just a much more unhinged version of these characters, and it takes them nearly 2 hours to upgrade their gear to be able to even challenge even Flash. However, that does bring me to my next point, that the Suicide Squad shouldn't be able to win these fights. So, this criticism is honestly kind of brain dead to me. Every single Justice League member gets 4v1 jumped with the squad members abusing their specific weakness. Now, let's go over each one, shall we? So, let's start with the first fight we participated, I should say, Flash. First, we're shown several times how easily he can speed blitz every single member of the Suicide Squad until they get an anti-speed force device from our boy Lex. Which, considering this is the same man that fights Superman, it's not shocking that he has tech like this. Next is the good old boy Green Lantern, who gave us the wonderful name of Convict. The squad has to break into a Wayne Tech vault, which, as has been shown before, Bats has plans for every single league member. So this is a bizarre idea that he would have these. And the squad members each get Yellow Lantern rings, which then allow them to actually damage the Green Giant. And our third entry is the Edgelord himself, Bats. So we get a long sequence of each squad member having to face their fears in the fear toxin. That's been shown in a straight fight. Bruce can easily 1v4 the entire group. So Harley, a trained psychologist who spent a ton of time with Joker and Scarecrow, it is not wild to believe that she would have developed a modified version of the toxin, which would affect Bruce because he has not been exposed to her version before. But we will get back to Bats in a little while. But in the meantime, so the next criticism I want to address, I haven't heard this as much, but I still want to address it here. That the league members should have gotten saved. Honestly, to me, this criticism just means you weren't really paying attention. Flash literally tells Diane with the lasso of truth on that she has to kill them. That there is no way to take like the Brainiac disease thing out of them. So how you get to this conclusion seems a little bit wild to me personally. Now, one of the big ones I've been seeing a lot is that the story is so disrespectful to these characters, and they have so much plot armor that this just isn't true. So a lot of the complaints here just seem like huge nitpicks, honestly. Like Wonder Woman and Flash fight them in the first weeks of the invasion. So it's clearly stated they were literally trying to find every way of not having to kill them, which is 1000% in character for both Barry and Diana, to try and find those other solutions first. And like I talked about before, Barry did tell her with the lasso on that she would have to kill him. There was no way around that. Or like, why didn't Justice League members kill the Suicide Squad? So it's And again, it stated very clearly that Brainiac wanted them captured. It's stated to us several times. And another big one I hear is how disrespectful it is to the characters. And I don't agree with this. Like, this just isn't true. They all act pretty in character. Things like Boomerang pissing on Barry is completely in character for him. I need y'all, for the love of Brainiac, to remember we are playing the villains in this game. And as far as Suicide Squad having plot armor, things like winning against Batman or Diane not fighting the brainwashed Justice League members sooner, clearly y'all just did not pay attention to this game. Now, as far as our boy Batsy, I wanted to have it a whole section just for this man. No Diddy. Because the takes I've been seeing about him have been wild. Firstly, I've heard several people say, well, Batman should have been able to break out of it. So, about this. If Green fucking Lantern, whose power set is literally about willpower, can't break out of it, obviously Bats can't. That just doesn't make sense. Well, they shouldn't be able to kill Bats. So again, Harley makes her version of the fear toxin, and that's something that I find completely believable, honestly, that she would have her own version of it, especially because she's been around Scarecrow and Joker and all these people. So her making her own version of it when she broke off from everybody makes a lot of sense to me personally. Would it be nice for her to have made comments about it before that she had that? Sure. I could see why you'd want her to set that up earlier, but I truly don't feel like it's that big of a deal. The other big thing, and also, obviously, before I get to the next part, the other thing is obviously that Bruce would not be immune to her version of the fear toxin because it's a different strain, it's a different version. So he's not going to be immune to it like he is to his own. And then the other big thing I've been hearing tossed around a lot is how disrespectful it was to kill him. So no, in my opinion, it just wasn't. First of all, Harley was the one to get to kill him, which was very thematic for her character because of their history and everything. And again, say it with me, class. 1, 2, 3. We are playing the villains. So when they shake him in the ball and dump him on the bench and everything, again, this is in character for them. So I need y'all to stop making, or to stop mauling about this so fucking hard. Jesus. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the gameplay. So personally, I thought the gameplay was quite good. The shooting feels pretty good to me. We have, the standard varieties of looter shooter equipment. We have unique sets which you can mix and match the different villain sets to get different buffs and that type of thing, which, in my opinion, is a cool mechanic. It's something interesting. Each character feels very different. I've heard some people try to say that the characters don't feel different at all, which is just a wild take to me. The traversal feels so good. This is some of my favorite traversal besides Spider-Man, obviously. And whether it be with Deadshot's jetpack, Boomerang Speed Force, Harley's grapple/glider, Joker's umbrella, or Shark super jumping and boosting, it all feels great, and they combo into each other well. And again, they feel very distinct to me. As well as their abilities, like their actual combat abilities and that type of thing, they all feel very different, in my opinion. And then again, I do like that each character they can only use certain weapons. I do like that. So obviously it's pretty subjective, but in my opinion, the bosses were pretty good as well. They all felt like their own thing. They all had their own gimmick and everything. I've seen people complain about the bosses, but I just don't get that. Flash felt like a very distinct fight for me. Same with Green Lantern, same with Superman. The only real complaint I can kind of get is Brainiac. I get it that we definitely wanted him to have his own specific, boss fight, so I get that. I just don't. I didn't find it that big of a deal personally, but I can get why people would be upset about that. And then each Suicide Squad member has their own like league member they have beef with and are like emotionally tied to or whatever, which is a very nice touch in my opinion. But like I said, I've seen people claim it has terrible gameplay, which if you don't like looter shooter combat, that's perfectly fine. However, I need y'all to stop acting like something that's not your style is bad, because it's just not. Now, as far as season 1 Joker looks fine. I need y'all to calm down with that. He looks fine. His gameplay's fun. I really like his traversal. It's very chaotic, and it definitely fits the character very well. And his dialogue's great. It's fine. Like I said, I've seen people complain about it. I just don't get it personally. And I've seen people trying to say he takes like 8 hours to unlock or something, but that's just not true. I personally got him probably within like I would say maybe 2 or 3 hours. It takes like maybe 10 to 20 missions to unlock him, or if you're that lazy, you can buy a Joker if you really want to. Now, I do like the mastery missions, especially with the latest updates. And the Scarecrow and Two-Face sets look and feel really good. And I like that they all have their own gimmicks and effects and that type of thing. Now, when I wrote this before, I did say that we should have gotten more content, but they have fixed that in the newest update. And this newest, like, Two-Face, Mrs. Freeze update, we have gotten more mission types and that type of thing. So I'm definitely glad they changed that. However, I do hope we get like raids or dedicated campaigns or something along those lines in the future. Something like really hard to test our builds and that type of thing. So I do think we should get like raids or something along those lines in the future. But I think season 1 was a very middle of the road season, but season 2 so far has been quite a bit better. And now to wrap up this little bit of yap session I had. I fully admit there's definitely things to critique this game for. I just think people are picking really stupid things because they don't like the game. But if you don't like it, that's fine. I really need y'all to get some better points, please. And I do hope we get some better post-launch support. This game is like a 7 or 8 in my opinion, my not so humble opinion. I hope you all enjoyed. This was my first like commentary video essay style video or attempt at a video. It's something I would like to do more in the future, but let me know if you all enjoyed it, if you all thought it was fun, all that type of stuff. Definitely considering liking and subbing, and let me know. And stopping by the streams if you're interested in hearing me yap about random bullshit more. And I will see you on the other side, convicts.